She walks into the barn, sure she's hiding her fear. She isn't. The horse smelled it before she said a word, her panic leaking out as a scent she can't even detect herself. It lifts its head and steps away. No human could do that. It looks like a superpower. But for a horse, a superpower has only one job: keep you alive. And by that measure, this one ranks dead last. Today, we rank all 8 by survival. Let's start at the very top of the board with the ability that belongs in S tier. It starts with a foal born ready to run. A wild foal is born wet and folded on the ground, into the most dangerous hour of its life. A predator that finds a newborn who cannot move has found an easy meal. So the foal does something no human baby comes close to. It gets its long legs under itself. Within about an hour it is standing, and soon after it can trot and gallop beside its mother. Its legs are already almost as long as an adult's, built with the same springy tendons that hold it up. Now put a human baby next to that. Ours cannot even stand alone for 9 months or more. A foal does in 1 hour what takes a child most of a year. It is the widest gap on this whole board. Standing fast also lets it reach that first rich milk, the only shield its body has against disease early on. An ability that decides whether the foal lives through its first day belongs at the very top. The second card up here is the reason a horse is so hard to sneak up on: its eyes. They sit high and wide on the sides of a long head, so each eye sweeps a huge arc. Together they cover almost a full circle. A horse can watch nearly all the way around its own body. You see a bit more than half of that. A horse grazing head down still watches the horizon behind it. It is not quite the full circle. 2 small blind spots stay hidden, right in front of the nose and straight behind the tail. A strip of sharp cells stretched across the back of each eye keeps that whole horizon in focus at once. The eye is also packed with dim light sensors, so a horse sees far better than we do at night. But here the head-to-head turns. On sharpness, the horse loses to you badly. It has to stand much closer than you to see the same detail clearly, and it cannot see red at all. So this is a wide-angle night camera tuned to catch movement, not a sharp, high-detail one. And movement is exactly what a hunting predator makes. Seeing the ambush coming from almost any angle is the core of staying alive. S tier, no argument. Down 1 row now to A tier. First up, the most theatrical ears in the animal world. Each ear is steered by its own set of small muscles and can spin around to point almost straight back. They move on their own, too. One ear can aim forward at you while the other listens behind. So a grazing horse keeps one channel on its herd and one on the tree line, day or night. Its hearing also reaches higher than ours, into sounds too high-pitched for a person to notice. Those dramatic ears look like a pinpoint tracking system. They are not. A horse is actually worse than you at telling exactly where a sound comes from. Its ears win on coverage, catching sound from every direction, but not on precise aim. And there is a neat reason why. It does not need precise ears because it has those wide eyes. It only has to swing its head roughly toward the noise and let its wide vision pin down the rest. A 360-degree alarm that never sleeps is high value, but the fuzzy aim keeps it out of the top row. The next card in this row looks impossible. A horse can fall asleep standing up without toppling over. Inside each leg is a passive lock. Its kneecap hooks over a ridge of bone so the joint cannot fold. A chain of tendon and muscle ties the joints together so they lock and release as one unit. It rests one hind hoof on its tip, switches legs now and then, and dozes for hours on its feet. For a prey animal that is gold. Lying down is slow and getting back up costs precious seconds. Standing, it can go from half asleep to a full gallop in a heartbeat, with no scramble to its feet. But sleeping on its feet is only half the story, and this is the part most people miss. That leg lock only buys light sleep. For deep, dreaming sleep, the body has to switch its muscles off completely. And it can only do that lying flat on the ground for a short spell each day. A horse with nowhere safe to lie down misses that deep sleep, and it can grow so exhausted it collapses. So, standing sleep is brilliant risk management, not a way to skip lying down. A strong A, not an S. The last card in this row is a memory system, and the demo for it is genuinely startling. Show a mare a flat photograph of her keeper, And she picks that person out from a stranger. She still gets it when the photo is turned to profile, drained to black and white, or has the eyes hidden. She was right even months after she had last seen that person in the flesh. That means she is not memorizing one feature. She reads the whole shape of a face at once, the way you do. She also links a voice to a face, play a familiar call, and she turns expecting that exact individual. But recognizing your keeper is only the lab demo. This machinery grew for reading other horses. In a herd, knowing exactly who is a survival map. Who to lean on and who to keep clear of. A horse remembers which companions it can trust, which places carry danger, and it rejoins old friends after long separations. This is the one ability where the horse roughly matches us rather than beating us. We are excellent with faces too. A stable memory of every individual in its world holds the herd together. That is worth A tier. Now B tier, and this one is the honest twin of the mind reader from our cold open. Horses are wired to copy their neighbors. Whatever the herd does, each horse feels pulled to do too, and fear spreads through them like a current, faster than any one horse could check the thread itself. You can watch it happen. Put a calm, seasoned horse in front, and a nervous one's heart slows as it follows across a scary patch of ground. A panicking horse passes its fear along the very same way, in an instant, with no sound needed. For a herd, this is the whole game. The horse that bolts half a second after its neighbor lives. Stopping to double-check whether the threat is real is exactly how a slow prey animal gets caught. So why only B and not higher? Because copying the herd can also backfire badly. One horse spooks at nothing, the panic spreads, and the whole group crashes into a fence or off a cliff. Over a lifetime, it still pays off. One wasted bolt costs far less than one missed predator. This peer-to-peer skill is real survival value. And notice it is aimed at other horses, not at us. C tier now, and it involves a second kind of smell that we have almost entirely lost. Beyond its ordinary nose, a horse has a second scent detector in the roof of its mouth. It reads the heavy, oily signals that ordinary smell misses, the chemical messages animals leave for each other. You have seen the pump for it. A horse curls its top lip and freezes, head raised, looking almost like a laugh. That curl traps the scent and drives it up into that hidden detector, straight to the parts of the brain that handle mating. A stallion reads it off a mare's scent to time breeding for the exact right moment. A mother learns her newborn by smell. Horses also sniff out water and catch the scent of a lurking predator. We have the leftover parts for this second smell, but in us they do basically nothing. On this one narrow ability, the horse leaves us far behind. We barely have it at all. So why C and not higher? Because smell is a slow, short-range channel. By the time a scent drifts to the horse, its eyes and ears have usually raised the alarm already. Genuine value for breeding and finding water keeps it off the bottom, but it is a backup sense. Which finally brings us to the bottom of the board, F tier, and back to where we began. Reading human emotion. The horse that smelled the frightened woman before she said a word. The science here is real and it is remarkable. A horse can tell an angry human face from a happy one. Its heart speeds up faster at the angry one, and it remembers which person wore which expression. And it reads the channel we cannot fake or hide. It smells the fear coming off our skin. A person carrying that fear scent gets startled at and avoided, with no angry word or raised hand in sight. No human alive can smell another person's fear. On raw talent, the horse crushes us here. So how does the most jaw-dropping ability on the whole list end up dead last? Run the one rule again. How much did this keep a wild horse alive? Almost nothing. On the ancient grasslands, there were no humans to read. The skill had no one to point at. It is a leftover of living with us. The horse simply aimed an old talent at the people who now feed and handle it. And here is the fair part, because this could look like a cheap shot. The talent underneath it is not useless at all. Reading another horse's mood is ancient and valuable, and that is exactly why it sits up at B tier. What lands in F is only the human-pointed version, the part that is brand new and never saved a wild horse. Magical to us, worthless on the step. The mind reader finishes exactly where survival puts it. F tier. And there it is, the full board, all 8 abilities finally in their places. At the top, the ones that decide life or death in a single moment. A foal that runs within the hour, eyes that guard every angle. Below them, the early warning kit. All around ears, ready to flee sleep, and a memory that holds the herd together. Then catching the herd's fear and a second sense of smell for breeding and finding water. And at the rock bottom, the one that feels like magic to us and meant nothing on the open grassland. Notice what that order really shows. The abilities that impress us most are not the ones that kept horses alive. A wild horse was built to see the ambush, hear the snap of a twig, and run before it was too late. The mind reading we fall in love with is a gift it grew only after it met us. So the next time your horse senses your nerves, know that it is real science and a talent it saved just for us.
If you wish to understand us horses, as we truly are, subscribe. There is a great deal more to decode.